Welcome back. This is Answer Me This, part of the Fatherhood in Focus podcast. I'm Aidan, dad, host and founder of the Modern Fatherhood Club. Every week, I'm going to ask you one uncomfortable question. This isn't about shaming you. This is designed to sharpen you. It's about legacy, impact, and the man your kids actually see when you walk into the room. See, the world is happy for you to just cope. We're here to help you choose how you show up, how you lead, and how you love. Before we dive in, if you haven't already, subscribe to the podcast, hit subscribe on YouTube, and grab some of our free fatherhood resources and join our free community at themodernfatherhoodclub.com. We're built to support you through the early days, the messy days, right through to the years when they're shouting at you from across the room. All right, take a breath. This week's question, it's going to test you, so let's get into it. But before we do, I just wanted to take a moment to reflect on this year. I wanted to take a moment to thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for listening. And thank you for sharing your stories. The Modern Fatherhood Club exists to promote positive masculinity, to promote the strength of dad. But I also want to talk to you about making the most of the next couple of weeks. Christmas is hectic, it's challenging, you're balancing many different priorities, lots of different personalities if you've got big families. But use it to pause, use it to take that moment to reflect on 2025, but also to think ahead for 2026. What is it that you want to prioritize? What are those things that truly matter? Where can you have the most influence? And how can you shape their lives? Do not underestimate your role, your power, your strength, but make sure over the next couple of weeks you really disconnect from the outside world if you can. Take a moment to just breathe in the simplicity of the lives of your kids. What they need has to be your priority. You cannot sacrifice that connection. You must understand that cost, that benefit of your decisions as we head into 2026. So take a moment, reflect on 2025. Where have you gone wrong? What have you done right? Personally, I think we took too much on this year. It's been a challenging year for myself, for my partner, for my kids. We seem to have bounced through to challenge after challenge, but we're here. We've taken a conscious step, an intentional step to just pause, unwind, relax, recharge. All those words, well, they mean nothing if you're not prioritizing connection with your family, because that's where you can get your life force from. That's where the energy can be replenished. So use this time, connect on a deeper level, give your kids what they need, and find time for yourself, for your partner. Find time to prioritize what's important, and then start 2026 in a position of strength, courage, confidence, ready to lead, ready to show up, but ready to understand how hard you can go, how far you can push. Because the moment you push too far, as you know, we burn out. And it's the burnout that costs us those critical moments, this critical time with our young children. So be sure to use this time, take a step back, reflect on your power, your strength, what you've done well, and where you could have made improvements. Rely on your strengths, understand your weaknesses, but give them you, dad, the man they need, that focal point for their attention, that focal point for their development. Now let's get on with the episode. So as we bring 2025 to an end, I want to redefine strength, set a new standard for us to live up to this year. Ask 100 men what strength is. Most of them, they're going to lie to you. Not because they want to, because they were taught to. In a season where masculinity is under pressure, a season where our children are exposed to poor role models with a warped set of values and expectations, are we facing a masculinity crisis? Have we lost sense of the role of a good man, a good dad, a good husband? Most of today's episode is going to focus on the role that you play in their lives and how your masculine energy can help you navigate through those tough times. This episode isn't about putting mum down, putting her to the side. This week we're simply pausing to celebrate the man of the house. So ask yourself, what is it that you want your children to see in 2026? Who do they need you to become? What strengths can you lead with and lean into? And what weaknesses can you focus on? I want to know because I believe we need to redefine what strength looks like for our children and for ourselves. It starts with a series of wants and needs. I want to be strong mentally and physically and emotionally. I want to be patient, clear-headed and calm in my response, confident and courageous. And I want to trust my gut when making decisions. I want to be challenged mentally and physically. I want to be present, prepared and focused on what really matters. I want to take on new challenges, sit outside my comfort zone and see what I'm truly capable of becoming. I want to align to the things that matter to me. Make the decisions that bring us closer together as a family. I want to make more space for time with them, with Terry, for myself. Now I used to think strength was about not breaking, about staying quiet, about being able to carry everything without ever complaining. But you know what that turned into? Pressure, disconnection, outbursts, numbness. The kind of masculinity that's always on until it breaks in the silence. As a dad to 2 boys, I have to be more aware of the world around me and how it impacts how I show up. I must become the man they need, and I must show them what it means to be a man. That's through how I treat them, others, their mum, myself. Those around me need to feel my presence and not the pressure that I carry. My boys need to understand that the outside world is hard. It can eat away at your confidence and self-worth, and it can distract you from your greatness. Greatness in what sense? That's entirely up to you. Because you and I, we're great. Great at the thing we've been blessed to do and can be thankful for every single day. Shaping our children. We are their source of energy, encouragement, laughter, strength. As a dad to 2 boys, strength in 2026 and beyond for me is this. The ability to take on those challenges, to face up to the things that are hard, to be prepared to fail, to bounce back, no matter the setback, to see the good in others. Strength is about feeling confident, living aligned to the things that matter and being prepared to grow, try new things, test yourself. Let's face it, you can be physically strong, but mentally fragile. I want to be mentally strong, but that starts with self-worth, self-love, self-esteem, understanding your value, understanding your place and the impact of searching for external validation. Strength is about reflecting on what went right, what went wrong, and adapting where you can. It's not about creating pressure for those around you. It's about courage, bravery, a willingness to learn, a want to be better, and trying to be better. And it's about understanding the impact that you have on everyone around you, especially your kids, especially your partner. It's about living aligned to the things that matter and loving those you love and letting them see how much they mean to you. It's about understanding when to pause, when you need a break. It's not about being the loudest person in the room or the strongest person. It's about being able to outmaneuver the bullies, the voices, those that try to dim your light and those that stifle your potential. It's about self-awareness and awareness of what others bring to the world that you live in and the world that your kids grow up in. Strength is not defined by how much you carry. It's defined by who you are and how you raise those around you up, and how you treat the people that matter. You can look the part and still be crumbling inside. Strength for me, it's got to change. It had to become something real, something rooted, because fatherhood is about leadership and leading from a position of strength, confidence, pride and power. So build your strength around presence, around the willingness to look in the mirror, own what's not working, fix it and keep going. That's what our children need to see. They don't need to see that man trapped in his own mind, a man breaking down, lost in a cycle of pain, anger, frustration, and losing sight of the things that make a difference. Dad's strength isn't about flexing your muscles or holding everyone you love at arm's length. Dad's strength, that's about knowing when to be absorbed by their world. Because a dad should never feel shame, never feel isolated, lost, or overwhelmed, never feel like he can't open up and give his children what they need. He must be allowed to reflect honestly and adapt without shame, lead without needing to dominate, love deeply and letting them see it. Strength, my friend, is alignment, it's emotional responsibility, it's accountability, it's impact awareness. Because when you're a father, your strength helps shape their world, what they see and how they value themselves. What you believe to be strength in 2026 and beyond is going to shape who they become. It's what you value, what you believe, what matters and why. That's going to show them how to live and how to love. I'm not the loudest guy in the room. I'm not the hardest guy, but I can outmaneuver any voice, any bully, because I'm not playing their game. I'm not here to win attention. I'm here to build a simple legacy. And I do that through love, resilience, reflection, and relentless alignment. My job is to show them what strength is, and it starts with their self-belief. Because that self-confidence, it can be eroded over time unless you are in their corner. Not picking them up, but taking time to process the hit, highlighting the strengths and helping them to target improvement and progress over limitation. Because limitation breeds a toxic environment, an environment where they look elsewhere for support, guidance, and worth. Please remember, they are worthy of your praise, protection, and pride. They are worthy of your love, warmth, and your vulnerability. They do not have to earn any of it. It's got to be on show in your action, your words, and the way that you tackle obstacles that stand in your way. Your children need to understand strength, but they cannot search for it. It's got to be available from the get-go. Because remember this thing, they are born from power. They are born powerful. But we allow the world to suppress their strength. The world wants them to play small. But only you and I know what true strength is and what our children need to see. What makes us different is that we make these conscious decisions to lead by example. We are clear on our role and the impact that we have. We are clear on how we shape who they become, and we believe they have the capacity for greatness. What that means is entirely up to them. We both know that we are going to be proud regardless. In 2026, I must remain vigilant. I must respect the man I am and my role in their world. I must demonstrate true grit, determination, and perseverance at all times, because they need me to show them how it's done. Your strength is defined by the man you are and how you show up for them. Your inner strength will shine through, and it will show them what you're made of. This week, I want you to define the role you're going to play in 2026. I want you to write down the strengths that need to be on show. I want you to define true strength and how it impacts their world. Our children, they need leadership more than ever. They need to learn what strength means and how it shapes us as leaders, as husbands, as men. If you're like me and you have boys, then they need to see you lean into those strengths. They need to see you rise above the noise, set the tone, set the bar higher. They need you to be present, reactive, assertive, in control, and focused. on what truly matters. They need dad to be there. Be clear on those things that matter and those things that motivate him. Your kids, they'll never need a perfect dad. They just need the real one. The one who leads with presence. The one who knows when to roar and when to pause. The one who isn't ashamed to say, I'm still learning, but I'm here. That's strength for 2026. And I'm living proof that it changes everything. But before I leave you this week, I want you to dig a little deeper. Today, we're thinking about the future and how we lead. So, when your kids watch you, what are they learning strength isn't? Are they learning that strength avoids softness, that explodes when there's no outlet, that strength keeps pushing even when the body says rest? Because sometimes what we teach accidentally is more powerful than we say intentionally. So ask yourself, what behaviour do I model that contradicts my view of strength and the strength that I want them to embody? And more importantly, what happens when your strength doesn't work? What do you do when you show up and you still get rejected? How do you respond? Are you composed or do you feel broken? Do you push forward or do you just lose ground? And what do they see in those moments? Do they see a dad who adjusts or one who avoids? Do they see vulnerability with structure or pain wrapped in silence? Because this is the test. Are you strong enough to say that I need help without sounding like a failure? Now, I told you we'd go deeper. For those of you listening with boys, what will they define as being a man based on watching you? And for the girl dads, what will they see in you that they will want from their partner in the future? What is a real man? Forget everything you say. Right now, this year, at their age, what do they think being a man means? Do they see control, pressure, stoicism, laughter, recovery, peace, overwhelm? Ask yourself, if they became the man I've modelled, would they thrive or feel trapped in survival mode? And then one final thing. See this as an exercise to help you set the standard for 2026. What strength lesson would you want them to remember if you weren't here tomorrow? Would it be never back down or always get back up? Would it be push through pain or know when to rest? Write those sentences out. Say it like it's your final voice memo to them. It's the last thing that they hear before they see you for the last time. As you think about the answer, this is where I landed. So the first one was, strength is not silence, it's emotional literacy. You see, my boys are learning that it's okay to feel, and more importantly, that they can recover. They don't need me to never lose it. They need me to come back with softness and take ownership. The second one is that strength isn't distance, it's presence. You see, they're learning that getting down on their level is powerful, that real men engage, play, connect, that fatherhood isn't about authority, it's about leadership beside them. The third one, strength is not control, but conscious effort. They see a dad trying to keep it all under control, but they also need to see a dad that needs to take a step back and unwind. Because I believe this teaches them the value of balance, that slowing down isn't failure, but wisdom, and that leadership doesn't mean breaking yourself to keep everyone else standing. The fourth one was strength is not hierarchy, it's honour. They see me celebrate their mum. They see respect in action. Someday, when they choose a partner, I hope that they will model healthy masculine support. And the fifth one, strength isn't about performance, it's present through imperfection. See, my behaviour isn't always on point, but I apologise. I believe that this teaches them resilience, not from hiding failure, but from repairing with intention. As you answer, break it down, summarize it into 4 or 5 bullet points. Make it clear and visible to you every single day. Rehearse it if you have to. Record it as a voice memo so you can listen to it. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Be clear, intentional, and lead with strength in 2026. I don't want my boys to think that being a man means being in control. I want them to know real men love hard, lead gently, and apologise quickly. That's what I'm trying to build. That's what I'm trying to model. Your kids won't remember whether you were the strongest man in the room. They'll remember whether you came back when you messed up and whether you owned it, whether you made them feel safe even when you weren't at your best. That's fatherhood. And for me, that's strength. I've said it before and I'll keep saying it. They need to see you make mistakes and keep building. They need you to be a pillar of strength and calm regardless of the storm or the strain that you are under. They need to see you in all your imperfect glory. They need dad, not some distant man unable to step back from the world outside. They need to see you reset, recommit, and rise. That's the man I'm trying to be. Not perfect, but present. Not surviving, but choosing. So this week, choose better. Choose presence. Choose to rebuild. It might be messy, but it's yours. And that's what legacy is made of. Legacy. That's the goal. How you get there is on you. And how you show up on that journey, that's on you too. In the lead up to Christmas, I want to thank you, not just for listening, but for making a difference. Your willingness to take on the challenge of asking these difficult questions and reflecting on your role and the impact you're having can have a massive influence on how you show up in the moment. I'm grateful for your participation and I'm grateful for your commitment to those you love. We might never meet, but you and I, we're focused on the right things. Not just legacy, but leadership. That leadership has to stand the test of time. As always, write it down, dive into the detail, create something so powerful and unique that you cannot wake up and not move toward it. Your change, any change, must be necessary, but it's got to leave a mark because they're going to follow in your footsteps, they're going to learn your behaviours, adopt your values, and treat people in the way that you treat them. Your role is simple. Reflect, give it everything you have, give them what they need. Celebrate the influence of those people that are helping you shape their journey. All right, so that's today's question. You've just spent a few minutes doing what most dads avoid, slowing down, being honest, and looking at how you're really showing up. That matters more than you know. Remember, your kids don't need a perfect man. They just need an honest one. A dad who's willing to reflect, reset, and lead from the front, even when he's tired, under pressure, or just coping more than he'd like to admit. If this episode has landed with you, subscribe to the podcast. Hit subscribe on YouTube so you don't miss any of our new episodes. And if you haven't done so yet, join the Modern Fatherhood Club at themodernfatherhoodclub.com. There you're going to find free resources, reflection questions, ebooks, courses, and the ultimate New Dad Toolkit. Plus, the New Dad Recharge course if you're in that position where you want to realign your energy and your priorities. And look out for upcoming details of our antenatal course for new and expecting dads. Look, I'm not perfect, you're not perfect, but we're committed. Committed to leading with confidence, strength, openness, and heart. Committed to giving our kids the version of us that's present, not just productive. Thank you for listening, for reflecting, and for doing the hard work. This is the Modern Fatherhood Club. This is Answer Me This, part of the Fatherhood in Focus podcast. Thank you so much for listening. This is Aidan, and I'll see you in the next episode.